Ladies and gentlemen, we will now commence the conference. We will begin with the welcoming remarks from the chairman of the board of the Washington Center for Yemeni Studies, Dr. Hatem Elhady, followed by opening keynote address by His Excellency Mohammed Al-Hadrami, Ambassador of Yemen to the United States, and an award from the Prime Minister of Yemen, His Excellency Dr. Ma'in Abdel Malik Said. Without further ado, I would like to invite on the chairman of the board of the Washington Center for Yemeni Studies, Dr. Hatem Elhady, who will be delivering the welcoming remarks. Dr. Elhady, of course, is an ER physician by profession. He has been in leadership positions in nonprofits in the U.S. since 1996. Dr. Elhady started several nonprofit organizations, including Yemeni Tribes Alliance and the Toledo Muslim Doctors Initiative. He has been lecturing in human resources and development since 2006. Welcome, Dr. Elhady. Thank you so much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. By the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, we start this conference. My name is Hatem Elhady, by the way. And thank you. Sometimes the translation from English to Arabic is a little bit different. As Amr said, that I'm the chairman of the board, the Washington Center for Yemeni Studies, and it's my privilege and great pleasure to welcome everybody here today on behalf of our organization. We are delighted to have you with us participating in this auspicious occasion, which is our first annual conference for our center. Please allow me to give special welcome to our chief guests, first, His Excellency Yemeni Ambassador Mohammed Al-Hadrami. Thank you for coming. I'm just going to mention the guests who are in the place today, who are attendants today. Ambassador Patrick Theros, who is a former ambassador of the American government to Qatar and also now serves as a strategic advisor for the Gulf International Forum. Ambassador Ahmed Al-Ali Massouswa, who is a former minister of human rights of the Republic of Yemen, which held the first lady to hold this position in the the Yemeni government. I'm sorry. There are a lot of distinguished guests here, but it looks like they were arriving as we start our conference. Monsieur Colonel David Derochot, thanks for coming. I think there is a long list of very honorable people here in the place, and I really thank everybody for coming and welcome to this event, and thank you for participating with us. The Washington Center for Yemeni Studies was born from the womb of the suffering of the Yemeni people, and also with the sole support of the Yemeni American community. The United Nations considers the Yemeni crisis as the world's worst crisis, which is horrific considering the horrible things that's happening all over the world these days and all these problems. Of course, it was based solely on the number of incidents and the casualties that's happening in the Yemeni crisis. I do not want to call it just a war. It's a crisis because it's not just a war. You see, sometimes suffering is not just or cannot be quantified by numbers. Some people get numbed by the numbers, but in reality, these are people who have families and livelihood, just like yours and I, but they are living the nightmare as we speak. They are living the trauma of the situation that they are at in Yemen now. A few years ago, before establishing our center, a few members of our team, Washington Center team, have been in attendance of events in Washington, D.C., and examining some of the researches, checking some of the reports about Yemen, and noticed that there are a lot of misinformative information about Yemen. And the incident was repeated, and it was very common in these reports, to the point that it was not very clear to us as Yemeni community why such many misinformation about Yemen there are in Washington, D.C. The damage was very problematic for the narrative of the people of Yemen and obstruct the implementation of suitable policies that alleviate their suffering. So this year we are starting our conference, which is Yemen Under the Scope, as we dedicate the day to examine diverse outlooks and exploring new ways of uniting our effort to depict the facts. We aspire to enrich your perspective of the crisis and dig deeper into the impact of war on Yemeni livelihood. We invite you to join us in empowering the Yemeni voice in determining their future. The Yemeni voice in determining their future and reclaim their stability and prosperity. On behalf of the Washington Center, Chairman of the board and the Board of Trustees, I extend sincere appreciation and thanks to our team for their dedication and commitment to our mission and for joining effort with our distinguished partners who have supported us in our pursuit of placing Yemen under the scope in Washington. We hope you enjoy your time and look forward for this informative conference.